What's your yoga moment? And let me explain that for a bit, maybe. I recently had a conversation with someone who talked to me about her yoga moment, what she called her yoga moment, which was a moment of deep and powerful realization happened during a yoga session, hence yoga moment, where she realized I'm on the wrong path. I, I'm I'm not living an authentic life here. It's not right. This is not going where I want to go or where I need to go. So there was a powerful moment of I need to do something about this, or at least a realization of like, this is not, if I keep going, I'm going to regret it. I think that's the essence of that, right? This realization that I now have a moment of choice, right? It's not that a lot of people actually do that choice. It's very easy to just swipe it away again, shower it off, you fall back into your old patterns, because those moments often come with a lot of work that now has to be done, right? Maybe a new story, maybe a new you need to create, like painful conversations to be had with partners or managers, colleagues, deities, depending on what kind of path you're on. And it takes a lot of courage to follow up and follow through based on those moments. I totally understand why a lot of those moments just get swept under the carpet, or you just distract yourself, and then some part of you, just that part that wants to stay comfortable, just puts it somewhere in the back pocket, hopefully never to be seen again, but they always come back, right? And if it's as a back pain or a belly ache or a growing sense of inauthenticity or creating fights out of nothing, there's so many little symptoms that if you push these moments down too much and too often, they'll come back in some way. And if you don't respond to them now, chances are they come back in a week, a month, a year, 10 years. But chances are then they're so buried in so many patterns that you might end up in a therapy room and doing a lot of work for a long time until you realize where things went wrong. And 10 years of more, walking a path and caving out certain patterns that need to be undone. So listening to those yoga moments, whether that's yoga or during a run or on a skiing trip or at the beach or driving to work one day, sitting with your child over dinner, reading a story, and all of a sudden something clicks, there's a little yoga moment. There's not always time during that particular moment to really zone into it, but there's an impulse, there's a spark, there's an invitation to explore that further. And it takes courage to explore those moments and why they did something. So coaching, particularly existential coaching, any form of therapy, but could also be a good friend, could also be your journal reflecting, could be your partner, right? Somebody you trust. Sit down and have the courage to explore what moment that was and what shifted, what is it about, what might it point you to? It might be quite unclear what it is. It might not be as clear as you're on the wrong path, you need to do something. But these impulses, they can be subtle or they can be in your face. But they are an invitation to course correct. The earlier you can do that, the less work you have to do later on to undo some of the, I don't want to say damage, but some of the investment in other paths to undo them or course correct. Because by definition, the more you are on the wrong course, the more distance you lose. And if you're currently on course in the opposite direction, I mean, you can do the math, right? There was a time I did a bike tour with a friend of mine, and after on morning of day 2, we looked at the river. We needed to follow the river, right? So we looked at the river, and it was clear it was flowing in one direction. We knew we needed to go downstream, so we followed that direction. And I guess there was a lot of wind that day, and we cycled 30 kilometers, 20 kilometers, I think it was, in the wrong direction, which added 40 kilometers to our daily trip. It was a very, very long day. We were exhausted. It was very late when we arrived. So I wish we would have course corrected. And I wish I would have been more aware to the river and which direction it flowed into. I could have maybe had a little cycle moment and stop and pause. And these coaching sessions are an invitation to pause and look around. So maybe you can notice that the river is flowing in the other direction. So use those moments. Do yourself a favor.